Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Baroness Lovey Deluxe. This is the Glamour Circus and I feature all kinds of videos on makeup, hair, vintage inspired glamour, and just product reviews. And if you know me, then thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to do an airbrush makeup video, just a really simple get ready with me. It's super hot out there, but airbrush makeup is really great because it has 24-hour coverage. And I find that I can just use the regular airbrush foundations and they stay on all day, even though it's super hot out. So today, let's get started. I know I look awful, but it's got to start somewhere, so. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Baroness Lovey Deluxe, and this is my Glamour Circus. I feature all kinds of transformational videos on hair and makeup. A lot of it is vintage inspired, but it's for my modern pinups who also love to use modern tools like airbrushes and things like that. So I've always got a ton of information, tips and tricks and things going on in the videos. So please join me, like, share, and subscribe. For those of you who already are subscribed, thanks again for joining me. It's been a while since I've done a video and I was struggling with all kinds of things. My lighting, feeling tired, just unmotivated, and I think we all go through that. So I wanted to get back on track, or as best that I can. And today I'm going to do an airbrush video. It's going to be a get ready with me. It's going to be kind of, I am going to shoot today, so I'm going to have it be always kind of a pinup inspired look, but the twist is I always use airbrush makeup because I love the coverage for camera, as well as I wear airbrush makeup day to day because I find it really reliable. It covers a lot of my acne and discoloration, and it just works well with my skincare, and I don't have to worry about my makeup all day. I actually don't check it. I put it on and that's it. So I like that. So today, I think I'm going to be talking in my videos. I'm not sure. I might do half and half. But I am going to use some Soft Glow foundation by Dinair. The Soft Glow is more of a matte effect. I like it because I need a little more coverage. With all the airbrush makeup though, it's really easy to layer with your gun. Today I'm using my airbrush compressor and gun by Tickled Pink. They are an organic airbrush makeup company out of Oregon. They're family owned, and I love this gun. I've been using it now for quite a while, and I find that it's really reliable. I love my Dinair guns as well, but I find that a lot of them have broken down or clogged up, and I didn't really want to send them in to get them clean because I've done it many times in the past. So I just started using my Tickled Pink, and it's been great. Now, if you go on the Dinair site, I'm going to talk a little bit about the needles and guns, especially if you're new to airbrush. You may find this useful, but there is different types of tips. So the Dinair brand had a lot of what they call a CX tip, where I had to remove the parts, clean it, and I bought extra parts, and it was fine, it was great. I did find sometimes it got clogged up. Some guns worked better than others. I loved my rechargeable to-go gun. They don't seem to offer that anymore. Now they have one that's rechargeable, but it has a dial. Mine just had one speed, which I liked because I've been doing airbrush for over 7 years now. And so I didn't need to have the speed controlled for me. I just use my lever and adjust my pressure. But that being said, the Tickled Pink one has, what would you call it? Steps. So low, medium, high. And I actually found that really great. I found that a nice adjustment to what I do. So for example, I can put it on and it automatically goes to high. And I use that for cleaning out my gun, but then I switch it to medium for my foundation, and then when I do my eyes, I do low. The Dinair guns have a dial that you turn, and sometimes you can forget. Those are really great too. It just depends what you like, so I recommend trying out different machines. But back to the needle, they had a CX needle or a CX nozzle, which had different parts. These ones, I guess they now call it JX, and I noticed these JX ones are on a lot of other brands, and that being Tickled Pink is one of them, where it's a stronger nozzle, I would say, and less cleaning. That's what I'm finding. I don't have to take it apart and clean it. I don't have to put solution every night. You still have the tips that come apart, the top and the bottom. it's the same kind of makeup, but it's somehow a little stronger and sturdier. So I noticed that Dinair was switching over and they had a lot of the JX. Their newest rechargeable has this type of nozzle. A lot of brands like Tickled Pink, and there's other ones, Luminous, they seem to have that nozzle too. So I don't know if that's just something in the airbrush world, but I thought I'd make a mention of it if you are an airbrush enthusiast. It seems to make a difference, and I had someone contact me to get some advice on cleaning it. Why is their gun not working? And that's when I realized it was two different types of nozzles, which require, I feel, two different types of cleaning processes. So my other one, my CX, I had the habit of cleaning out the nozzles and cleaning the tips, and I did it on a regular basis. I find with this, I guess you would call it the JX, I don't have to do that as much. So I don't know if I'm just lucky right now, but I find that I spray and go. I don't have to cap it with solution and leave it overnight. I haven't had to clean it as much. So far this gun has been really great. It's worth a try if you have a machine and you just want to try these type of style guns. I'll come in a little closer. They're just a little thicker. I find that it's been really sturdy. It hasn't come apart. So with this is the JX, but the CX has a longer metal nozzle, this piece that goes over the needle. And I find that I would have to take out a lot and clean and air out and things like that because it would clog up. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know if that's like an airbrush thing, equipment thing that no one talks about, but I wanted to just make a mention of it. If you're new to airbrush, I know how frustrating it can be to get your guns working and to keep them clean and to not really know, especially if you haven't done any company's training. And not everybody can fly to LA. Like Dinair offers a great 2-day, I think they've now extended it to a 3-day for airbrush makeup. And not every company also has that. Tickled Pink doesn't do that, but they have tons of videos. They have a 24-hour you can call, text to talk to somebody. The owner is a trained esthetician as well as a makeup artist. So this is her brand. So as well, Dinair is really great. The owner's a really great lady who I got a chance to meet when I did do their training. So I've really invested a lot of time and energy, and that's why I think I'm taking the time to tell you about these nozzles and needles, because they do make a difference. Both great companies, great product. I love the different nuances in each brand. But today for foundation, I am going to do the Soft Glow. I'm using 2 colors. It's just something that I've been doing where I mix my light and dark and kind of create my own unique color. And then I'll take drops of each and just kind of contour. So this is my day-to-day kind of a light deal. So this color is the Soft Glow. I believe it's the 130, dark golden beige. And I'm doing about 3 drops. And I also did a spray tan on my body. I'm going to do a video on that and tell you about those products. But so I do the makeup a little bit lighter than my body and then I contour, but I never do my whole face tan looking. I find it's too flat and too gingerbread looking. That's just me. Other people love to have that fully tan look. I find that I don't. It doesn't do anything for me. But I have a mixed skin tone, so that's one reason why I mix my own foundations. I find just right out of the bottle doesn't seem to work for me. And if you're like me, you'll understand that. So that's where you need to understand some foundations have more red, some have more yellow, some have more of a brown, golden, things like that. Anyway, if you have questions, you can leave them down below and I will help you out. I'm gonna set this to medium. I always test spray. And that spray is just strong and great. And I noticed with my older guns, I was having problems with that. It was kind of wearing out, even when I cleaned them. So that's something to keep in mind when you're purchasing a new gun or you're looking at your needles wondering why they're not working. Do not put alcohol in your guns. Somebody mentioned that they have a friend who does it religiously, but I was taught not to. So if it's a matter of it works with this gun, I really don't want to try it and wreck my gun. I use water or I use a cleaning solution by Dinair and I get it in the gallon and I use that. And the reason why is once your gun that happens, you can strip the inside. And with the Dinair guns, I know they did a thin coat of mineral oil and they recommended every year sending your guns in and doing that. And that could be why my older guns are clogging up. And in the past, I've sent them in. But I just want, like, some work better than others. I do like my rechargeable guns. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but I'll keep this really clear and simple. So beautiful spray. I'm gonna do a circular motion, and I'm keeping a little distance. I've already gone in and used a concealer. I use the NW25. It has more of a pink base. I have more of a yellow, but I like to play with the different skin tones. I've been using it for years, and if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that. So you can see how I'm just going in and covering discoloration. Now this looks quite light. Do not worry. It all blends in. I will go in with a darker foundation, contour a little bit. I like to start with a palette, a clean slate, and I'm just going in wherever I have darker discoloration spots and just kind of going in a little closer but pulling out and just evening out that foundation. I like to do in here because I find that it gets missed and it looks odd. I'm also a big fan of using tools like this to remove unwanted hair off the sides. A lot of people, even with fair blonde hair, will have excessive amounts, and I found when I was a photographer doing makeup, shooting for Glamour, you had all this hair to edit out in the image, and a lot of women don't realize it. So I recommend like either bleaching or doing I forgot what this was called. This has a tiny blade on it, and you can just remove the hair, and it just gives you a smoother surface to work on. It removes dead skin, and it also kind of helps remove if you have discoloration. It'll because you're doing this gently, you're not, cutting up your face. But it helps to really remove any discoloration. It's just little tiny things that, it's not a sole treatment. I always go in with my lighter shade. Oh, a little too many drops, but I like to go over the lid and use that almost like a primer. And that way it picks up any of the colors. I like to do brighter colors. Check out some of my other videos. I love to use reds, greens, yellows. And then I have natural discoloration on the mouth and chin, and so I just like to do a soft little extra around there, just because too during the day you're eating, you're talking, and sometimes when I'm working at the computer I can accidentally touch my face, and so like I said, I don't check my makeup all day. So I like to blend into the neck with just a touch, and then I'm going to take some of my cleaner. This is a really old bottle, but I just refill these small ones with my cleaner that I get from Dinair. And I'm going to go in between each application. I like to clean out my gun. You have to, otherwise you get a blob of mixed makeup. You could have two guns going if it's easier, and have one for eyes and one for foundation. I always recommend, even if you do this just at home for yourself, to have two guns, because anything can happen and one can clog up and you may not know why, and it takes a minute, so you could just jump to your other gun until you have time to fix the other one. It's just a nice backup. So today I'm just going to use the one gun from Dinair. So that's all nice and clean. I like to just give it a couple squirts, and I'm spraying it into this little jar because I like to keep things nice and neat, and it just allows me to continue to work without running to the sink coming back. So that's another thing you should think about when you are doing airbrush makeup. You do have to clean out your gun, so it's a different process than using your brush. You still have to clean your brushes, but a lot of people have the habit of mixing and then plopping and what have you, and then not cleaning the brushes. I clean mine every day. This is my concealer brush. It's quite wide tipped, and I use it with this concealer, the NW25 by MAC, for years now. I clean it every day with a brush cleaner from MAC. And I just have a huge bottle I'll keep on hand, and I always have a little black towel on my lap, and I just put a little solution and clean, and it also stops makeup from getting everywhere. Sometimes airbrush makeup can be messy, and that's just the nature of the product, and it's not bad. It's not, powdered makeup can crack and go everywhere too, so it's just makeup. But it's nice to have some backups. So I'm going to turn this off. So I used the medium speed just to do my foundation. I found that worked really well. And then as I work, I put everything away, which may drive you nuts, because I know we all love these fast Instagram videos, and I've been doing a ton of those and not a lot of these talking videos, just because they are quicker. I don't know if they're more effective. You can let me know which ones you like. I'm going in with a pencil to do my brow. I love this pencil. It's by MAC. What's it called? I think it's called Velvet Stone. It's not a true black, which is the color of my eyebrows, but it is a very close. And you don't really need a hard black. So it gives me a softer effect. And then when I want a hard black, you know, I can go in with the Airbrush. But I also am big on using whatever product, whatever tool works for you. Don't feel you have to use one product or one brand to complete your look. I'm really a rebel that way, and I think it was because after I met some of the people in the companies and just the products and, you know, certain companies, products just don't work and they lie about it. And so, sorry, let me clean that off. Always keep these Q-tips close by, pointed and flat. Okay, anyway, so my point was that I really wanted to just encourage people to play, you know, and not feel tied to one technique or brand or whatever. Do what works for you to create the look you want. Sometimes I airbrush my brows. It is a lot darker, but I have other shades that I can use to make it lighter, so you can do anything. So today I wanted to do the brow in a pencil. I'm really loving this for my day-to-day. And I do soft strokes. Now they're not even. I've got the brush on the end, so I'm going to go up. That's how I blend it in. I find that's quite effective and it's worked well for me. This is an everyday look. Other people make it more sculpted. I also go in with a light NYX eyeshadow base, which I use for around the brow to sculpt them. Even when I do airbrush, I do this on everyone. And I don't leave that line. I'll blend it out, as you can see, but I use another tiny little brush. These brushes are not traditional makeup brushes. These are artist brushes I bought at Michael's, so they're for painting. But the brush bristles are the same as some of the really great makeup brushes out there on the market. These, I like the flat square tip because I'm doing nice sharp lines, and that's what works. I got them at Michael's. You can always get coupons to get 50% off your first one, and they've always got great deals. But I found using actual art brushes more effective, and I found that they were more cost effective and great quality, and they weren't falling apart. The bristles weren't coming out as much. So we've got some unevenness here. So let's go in and just touch that up. So yeah, that's just an idea, something you may want to do. Go into the art store and just take a look at some of the bristles and the brushes. And there's some really great runway makeup artists who only use art brushes. And I forgot the name of the brand. You can Google it. There's a really great article out there on the internet about what brushes to use and etc. And I just basically went in there. I used it as a guideline and I found what worked for me. I used to paint. When I was younger, I did lots of drawings, so certain tips work better for me, and they're flat, and I like that, and I can get a clean edge, especially with the concealers when I want to go in around the mouth or nose, things like that. So, okay, so I'm still looking like a hot mess. So today I think, I'm going to add in a little, this is the Benefit eyebrow gel, and I like to do a little of this. It can also hide grays if you have them, and it just adds a little, it's those little final touches that just make things look perfect. And I've got a nice sculpted brow, and you can see how it's widened, and it also just kind of brings out my eyes a little bit. Okay, so today I'm gonna do something fun. I have this little sample by Dinair Lemon Cream, and it is like a matte yellow. And it's quite pretty. And then I'm also gonna I think I'm gonna do yellows and greens today. I've got a little bit, let's see if we have enough. It is another little sample by Dinair. I had these for years and they were sitting there and I was like, I better use them up. And then I forgot how great they were, so I have to order these colors. This is Green Olive, it's another matte color. I love using mattes. If you find the foundation, I think the Soft Glow foundation is amazing. It's really soft and beautiful. And if you have skin issues or freckles or anything you want to cover, it covers very lightly without having to use a ton. But if you like that dewy look, they do have a jojoba oil. You just need 1 drop. Any more than that, it's going to be too much on the face. And if I was to do that, I would do it in the certain areas where I just want to add a glow. A little goes a long way, and that's one of the benefits of airbrush makeup, period. So I'm gonna go in with the lemon cream. I'm gonna use maybe 2 drops. You can even use just 1 drop on each eye. And these are great little samples. I don't know if they offer them anymore, but it was a great way to test out colors. I got them years ago in 2015 when I first did the training session with them. They had them in LA. I don't know if they do them still or what the deal is, but you can check them out on their website. So it's a great way to see the colors in person if you can afford to fly down there. I'm on the West Coast, so it was only 2 hours away. But yeah, I'd definitely be ordering the lemon cream and the green olive. They're gorgeous. And I love a matte look and then just adding in pops of shimmer to create that highlight and light dark. So I'm gonna put my machine on low and I'm gonna go in with my eye. I'm just gonna go around freely. I like to blend out. This is a great way to do makeup if you wear glasses. You don't have to follow the lines. And I'm not doing the whole lid. Like I said, a little goes a long way. So I really am concentrating it more on the ends and kind of going up. I like the blur down below, so I do that a lot. You don't have to overthink this look. I know you're thinking this is your day-to-day. I wear it every day, I have fun with it, and as you can see, I get carried away. So it's all about playing, and that's how you find your artistry, and that's how you find those looks that make you unique and stand out. Okay, so that took very little. You can see I've got a beautiful, it's quite bright, and I've got a nice foundation base to make the colors pop. So if you have a darker skin tone, that's so important if you want your colors to pop. And this did not take much, so I'm just gonna even this out because I want it to kind of wing up. Okay, and then with what I do, you don't have to worry about going in the lines. It's not like traditional makeup. Well, some traditional makeup just blends out and covers over. So it's the same idea. So I'm basically just going in and spraying, and I'm spraying in the target areas. And if anything is out of whack for you, like it's going over where you want it to go, don't worry, you can always layer. So now I'm gonna go in with the green olive. This is so pretty together. Okay, I have 2 drops, this is all you need. I mean, this bottle, I've had it since 2015. It's crazy. Okay, I always spray once out to make sure the product is clean and clear and that it's the color I want. I'm gonna gently go in with this because I don't want it to blur out, but I want it to almost do a wing. And I'm going right in my ends and just up a little higher so it blends out. I hope you can see that. I will zoom into this video, so. I find if I zoom in too close, it's kind of weird when I'm talking, so I leave it a little further out, and you can zoom in too, but you can see from a distance how I'm getting this yellow and green look. So it's a bit of a cat eye. This eye is a little lower, this eye is a little higher, so I'm going to go in and just lower this so you can visually play on the lower and higher eye. Nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical. If you are, you're superhuman. So when you look at your client or you look at yourself, you want to look at the little inconsistencies, which is fine. That's what makes us unique. I have a higher eyebrow here that pulls up, and as a result, when I put on eyebrow and eye makeup, this will go one way and this will go even higher this way. So I like to balance it out so these two are even, the ends, and then that way it gives the illusion the eyes are more symmetrical or even, and I can pretend to be not lopsided. Okay, so I've got a little more green on that side, so I'm just gonna blend in. And I'm not going super anal, I'm just kind of softly going in. You can create some beautiful shades and hues with the airbrush. It's just like an airbrush you use to paint with. So you can create some beautiful shades and hues if you just let yourself go. Don't try and paint perfectly in the lines. You may drive yourself nuts. If that's your thing, great. I know a lot of wedding makeup, they have tiny little brown eyes with a little sparkle, and that's fine. There's all kinds of different types of makeup and ways of doing makeup. This is my way, and I love to blur and spread out my colors and add pops. Okay, so I'm super happy with that. Now I could stop here and do a liner if I wanted, but I think I'm gonna add in, because it's my day-to-day, I won't go crazy and do all kinds of sparkle. I'll save that for another video. I'm gonna do just a little touch of jet black, and I only need maybe 2 drops, if not 1. So I am not gonna do a huge black eye, famous last words. But I don't want to do a full liner. I don't like that look with the airbrush. I don't think it looks crisp, And but I do like going in and going about halfway, if not a little bit more, and just kind of blurring out. And I like that softness to it. To try and do a perfect line with airbrush, you can do it. Not my thing. I just find it a little counterproductive. I think you're just driving yourself nuts, and if you make a mistake, you got black everywhere. So I'm going in and just using my own technique. This needle sprays very concentrated. It's not like my CX guns that sprayed wider. So that could be my guns were older and the nozzles were wearing out, but there's so many factors. So I'm going to go in and just gently start right on the very edge, and you can build it. I am holding this stencil closer to my eye than before. See how I made a tiny little black cat eye? That's cute. I could stop right there if I want to do a real subtle look, but I don't. So I'm going to go crazier because that's who I am. And I'm going to go extend it out. This is for my modern pinup girls. And then I really blurred it out and made it longer. That works for me. When I was 13, 14 and learning how to do makeup, I remember the ladies always saying, and like Elizabeth Arden, they used to have these stores in the malls, don't do cat eyes, you don't need it, your eyes are already exotic. And I thought, ew, how boring. You can do anything you want. So I have a nice cat eye, nice blur. Now, to match it. This is the trick for everyone. Don't worry about it. One eye's a little lopsided, so you just want to go in there. Don't overthink it. Put it right underneath my crease, which is just a little bit above the green, but just go in and do your end. Blur out. I go back and forth and rock it, and I start winging out. I go up a little bit to get a little depth, to get a little width up in there, so it's not one straight line. And I did it. Now, this one looks a little longer. Who cares? Leave it. You could take a little green and tap that, or I could do this and just go a little wider in the width to make it a little fuller in the middle, and so it won't look so long on the end. And then I'm going to match it because it looks pretty. I'll go a little bit wider in the width and a little bit higher on the end. And I somehow did a double black cat eye. Ooh, that looks cool. I'm going to do that with this one. So I'm going to go a little higher. I wasn't following my edge. But that's when the best things happen. Now I have double cat eyes. Okay, I'll zoom in at the end for this. I'm not sure if it's coming across. So it looks really cool. I'm gonna leave it. Double cat eyes, yellow and green. So if you want to kick up your artistry, you need to play and you need to experiment with colors like I'm doing today. So slowly my look's coming together. Now I'm gonna go in. And I know airbrush people hate this because you want it all to be airbrush, but I'm sorry, I use whatever tools work. I love the consistency, the richness, and the point of a liquid liner. Let me turn that off. And so today I'm just using a Wet n Wild liquid liner. These are great. They are so good. This is a new liner by Wet n Wild. It's come out and it's only $5. Oh my gosh, and it's fantastic. So I get a bunch of these and I just throw them in my purse and my makeup counter. And we've got a nice tip. You can see that. I like felt pens. I like to paint, so that's why I like it. I go into my inner corner and just gently, very low to my lash line, and extend it out. Done. Now, if you feel there's wrinkling or bumps or you have a hooded eye, you want to take your finger and gently pull out and then go in. You can see how it extended the eye and it allowed me to get in. Now I went in and I created a little blob at the bottom. So I'll take the Q-tip, just tap that out, and you can see my finger made a print here. So I'm just going to go in with my brush and blend out. So it's all about blending, even with airbrush. So don't worry about it. You can even take your airbrush and do a light spray at the very end underneath the eyes. I know people love to start with their eyes first. I just have a habit of starting with my whole face. I like a clear palette, and then I just tap. And I also, I am that clumsy girl who will take foundation and go over eye makeup, and then I'm like, oh, that's so annoying. So however way you want to do it is fine. So I'm going to go in and just paint really close to my lash line, and you can extend right into that airbrush and even it out. This is my everyday, so I'm not going to go super wide or thick. I have the two little airbrush kick-ups here, so I could extend and just kick into there if I want. It's black, nobody can see it. And you're not trying to get these two perfect eyes, but at the same time you are. You're using your distance, your colors, and your blending to create these kind of ombre looks. So you're not driving yourself insane, but at the same time, from a distance, it pops, and that's great for camera. So everything I do is kind of as if I'm gonna be on camera every day. I am filming today, so all I would have to do is pop on a really bright red, whiten underneath to really make it crisp, and shoot. And that's what I have to do. And then you also have digital artistry where you're going in and tweaking and doing things, and if your photographer knows what they're doing, some do, some don't, nothing wrong with that. Not all of us are digitally inclined. I am but I am very big on skin retouching and doing makeup, and because I do makeup, I understand what to do in the computer, so that allows me to create or enhance, but I don't overdo it. Just because I feel like, and this is just my own kind of old-fashioned theory, I feel like as much as you can do before you get in the camera or into the computer, the better, because it's less work. That's just mine. Other people, you know, and that being said, I do really digital artistry portraits that take a lot of time, so maybe that just cuts down on my workload, but other people love doing it all, and you can, and I have done a whole face in the computer, which is scary for makeup artists. But anyway, back to what we're doing. I think I'm gonna do something a little bit extra. I got this great, I went to the Mac store and I got some lip liners and an extra eyebrow pencil. I love this velvet one. Anyway, so they were giving a free gift, which I have never known Mac to do, to give anything. So anyway, I was like in shock. I got this beautiful paint pot. It is a gorgeous gold. It is so pigmented and so beautiful. So I have a very tiny, another one of my art brushes. I basically went and got 10 of these in all different sizes and use them for like this kind of stuff. More glitter, the paint pots, concealers. This type of bristle works well with all of that. If you didn't know and you were interested. Wait, I just switched out my brush. So I'm just taking a very little one, and I'm just gonna coat that with the gold, and I'm just gonna go into the corners. Oh, it's so pretty. I know, it's my day look. What can I say? But you need a little something something. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. So I hope you can see that. It looks good. I have a huge monitor and you there, and then a mirror right here. See, I told you I get carried away, and then my day look looks like a glam look, and everyone's like, what can I say? All right, this stuff is called, oh my God, I cannot see this. Born to Beam. Yes, yes you are. Okay, so gorgeous paint pot from MAC. I'll list everything down below. I don't always, because I don't know who's watching or listening, so if you don't see something, ask. Okay, so we have a beautiful palette. We've gone in and done a gorgeous eye. I will be putting lashes on. I know, it's my day-to-day. So for other people, this might be too heavy, for too light. Let me find my lashes. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna use these. They're called So Wispy, Full Bouncy in Volume and Curl by Kiss. And they look like this. They have been fantastic, and they look quite full. And I find when I do this kind of makeup look, and the fact that I have the black hair and the liner, I don't need to wear a lash that's extremely heavy. It kind of does its own thing. I also wear glasses, and I've been wearing them more and more for close-up work, especially on the computer. There's something called Blue Shield, which I did not know about, but Blue Shield is the macular degeneration of the eyes due to looking at your cell phone, looking at your tablet, looking at your computer. Well, I'm a graphic designer and a photographer, and I'm on my phone doing all my social media, and a lot of the apps for business, for social media, are on the phone only. So I'm like, oh my God, I did not know. So I got these really cool glasses. They look really great. Well, I might not look really great, but they look really great. I just need to get the fingerprints off them. But anyway, I love these. So these are lifers. And then I got sunglasses like that, but I've made prescription dark shades. I know I'm a total old lady now, but who cares? It's your eyes. So I did not know that the tablet, the cell phone, all that, was doing that, and so many people are suffering, they say, more and more from eye issues. And I know that I felt like my eyes were just going downhill quickly, so that could explain a lot. So I'm hoping it reverses it. The lady at the optometrist says it can, and your eyes can get better, but it is what it is. I have my glasses and I'm using them as much as I can on all my devices. And I know I've met some ladies who are older and they're holding out, they're trying not to use all that kind of stuff so they don't have to get glasses. I don't blame you. It's an adjustment, and I never had to wear them when I was younger, so whatever. All right, so I've gone in and I put some Duo lash glue. My favorite glue is the Duo white and blue tube. Another thing about airbrush makeup I wanted to touch on, a lot of eyelashes do not stick or adhere. And that's a problem, especially if you're a wedding makeup artist or event artist or high glamour, because they'll pop off. You may last within a shoot, but as a photographer, I can see them popping, and it's so difficult to go in and fix a crooked eyelash. Yes, you can put a little liner, but if it's off game and it's popped right out, it's a hot mess. Especially also on a wedding day or special event. If it gets windy, good luck. See ya. Anyway, eyelashes are great because on camera and in video, they make your eyes. The idea is to widen your eye and open it and give it a full look. And so for me, I love it, and I find that it does that. Now, that is the premise behind why you wear them for weddings and events, because you're gonna be on film. And when you're on film, you wanna pop. And that's why you'll sometimes get a makeup artist doing a different color foundation on you to counteract the flashes. And you'll be going, oh my God, I'm orange. But it's like to do that. Now, the real trick and art is to do the makeup and the eyes and everything and not look so overdone if you're not that girl who wears makeup for the wedding event, etc., and still feel like yourself. Now, for someone like me, I can go extreme and I'm fine with it, but other people, it's a huge issue. And I know when I shop boudoir, even some pinup, a lot of ladies want to look like themselves, but the thing is you have to wear this makeup to pop. So it's the artist, and even yourself if you do your own makeup, it's that artistry and taking the time to define your eyes, know your face, look at the shape of the eyes. Is it opening it or closing the eye? I mean, it's great to do black liner and do a full eye, but if you have a hooded eye, you're gonna make your eyes look really tiny. And I have a large eye, but even putting a lot of liner on the bottom does not do me any justice. Now I have an almond shape, so I bring that out by winging things up, and I look like a doll or a little character. So there's all kinds of fun things you can do, and so the purpose of me telling you this is that just look at who's in front of you, whether it be yourself or someone else. It doesn't matter what age. Look at their eye shape, their skin texture. What is it that you can do for them that they can't do for themselves or don't know what to do? That extra pop or special trick that sets you apart as an artist and just as a person, because you have that personal touch. So it's great to do the latest trends of eye makeup, but if it doesn't suit their face or eye shape, it doesn't look good. It doesn't bring them out. So these are my eyelashes. Okay, I'm gonna pop these on. And if you're new to makeup, because I already have black on there, the white glue will dry clear. You also don't have to rush to put these on. It's almost better to wait at least 60 seconds for it to get tacky. When you put them on right away, it's a little too wet and it kind of doesn't sit. Now I have one little corner kicking up, but you can't see it because I already have my black liner on. Now I will go over that with some liner to just kind of freshen it. And you can do it with airbrush. My personal preference is to use an eyeliner, if I can find it again. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I like the freshness of it and just the really pointiness that I can do with a liquid liner that I can't do with airbrush, whereas airbrush is great when I want to do a blurred out liner, when I want to do a soft line. So both, you know, nothing's right or wrong. It's just what works for whatever look you're doing. I obviously am doing a little bit of a more sharp look, sharp look, a little edgier, and I want that kind of, you know, Christmas. If you can't wait, you can go over it like I am. You just want to be careful not to get glue on your brush. I press down the lashes sometimes, especially in the corner, if I can see them popping. And I'll go in and just very gently, because you don't want glue on your tips, because then it'll dry. But somehow this works. Now if you wanted, you could go in and do some more points if you want to get extreme. But like I said, I get carried away. It's my everyday makeup. So now the eye is not done, because you need to lift those lashes and open it up. Even though I have a large eye, it's not doing you or your eye makeup justice. So you give this a few seconds to dry, and the glue dries pretty quickly. So you can still feel it. You're gonna go in and just lift and zigzag and just use the tip to get your ends. You don't want any clumps, so you'll zigzag to get any of those out. And you wanna lift in the inner corner just a bunch. So I use this almost like an eyelash lift. A note about eyelashes, I started using the Grande Lash Serum. Amazing. So within 4 weeks, they were fully grown, and then in 8 weeks, they're gorgeous. I stopped using it, thinking, oh, I did it. You need to keep using the serum, even if you use it only once or twice a week after they fully grow in. Now, I stopped wearing eyelashes, and then I continued to wear them because I felt like it just gave it even extra pop. And I didn't feel the eyelashes or the glue is wrecking my lashes. I think that as we get older, and just if you rub your eyes or sleep on your face, it thins out on your eyebrows and eyelashes. So I got the Grande Lash Serum, Brow Serum, Hair Serum, and Plumper, and it came in a small travel size with small additions. And I knew the eyelash stuff worked. And so now I'm doing the brows and the lashes, and it's something I do at night after I clean off my makeup, just to make sure they're growing and they're full. I will do a video on that, and I'll try and tag it to this. I'm gonna do a short one where I talk about that and I show you the kit, so stay tuned for that. All right, so you're gonna go in and just lift and stroke up, and then I'm zigzagging, and then I'm gonna go in and just do the tips. And you can use a close-up mirror to check, make sure you have no clumps. I have a monitor here too, so you can really see the difference of how it opens up the eye. It's just slight, but it's those little differences, those little nuances that make the look what it is. And this I recommend for everyone, even if you're doing your day-to-day makeup. It opens up your eye, the lashes look extremely long, and it's not heavily coated. This mascara is Sheisdo, and it's in black. I have it in bright blue and green. They have gorgeous colors. I found this mascara amazing, and I decided to get a higher end mascara than Maybelline, which I had used for years, because I just spent all that money fixing my lashes, and I wanted more quality products on my face, and it really does make a difference. The consistency of this formula is great. The brush is great. I can do them thin by stroking that way, or I can do them thick by zigzagging, and if you keep applying coats, they just get thicker. So I highly recommend the Sheisdo mascaras. I think there's only one, so it shouldn't be hard to find. And the bright blue and green, oh my god, they're gorgeous. So if I go up too high and I feel like the lid is pushed too high and you can see the underneath skin, I just tap it down. I don't push it completely down. You can also go in with a water liner and do your underneath eye there. Some people do it, some people don't. If you have larger eyes, it really looks good. So now you can see I've opened up the eye, and now I just want to do the bottom. And for fun, just to show you the different colors, I'm going to pull out the green Sheisdo mascara. Here's the blue. Woo! It is bright, and you don't need a primer. They recommend one, but you don't need one. It's so bright. So here's the green. It's like a deep teal, almost emerald. And I'm going to go in and do the bottom lashes, and it's going to play against the yellow and the green up top, and just kind of create an illuminating effect on the eye. And then I just go sometimes this way to avoid clumps. And it's a very big brush, and I've gotten it on my face many times. So I'll go in and just do individual lashes, and it does not take much. And you can just add extra layers once this dries. It really does thicken up. It looks beautiful. So I also highly recommend. They're multicolors. They're gorgeous. And they come in these large tubes. All right. So we've gone in, we've done the eyes, we've added a little extra, the gold and the green. Had to add some extra. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this Givenchy powder. I got this around Christmas time. I think it may be sold out, but they have other shades, and this was some kind of special edition, I think. So what is neat about this, comes with this beautiful little powder puff, is the 4 colors. I have the pink, the yellow, beige, a rose. Okay, and so what I do is I tap it out into here, and then I use a brush like this, soft but not too big, and I tap it and mix it, and then I go under the eyes, not where the coloring is, but under, and you can see how it creates a soft, light glow. And I'll go around the mouth and around the chin, just because I have a lot of discoloration, and I'm creating this kind of luminous softness without looking cakey, without over powdering. And as a photographer, that was one of my big pet peeves, is too much powder, especially on the nose. You can tap out and like take away the shine, but when there's too much powder on the face, I cannot edit that. It's too chalky and it just looks too overdone. And I don't think you have to be that overdone to do a photo session or have a beautiful photo. If your photographer knows what they're doing, they can go in and do some digital enhancing with great makeup. Okay, so this may be a little chalky or white for some people, but it works for me. Okay, so I see a little fall off. And like I said, you could go in, okay, I got a little green there. Okay, so you see how I've pulled the color out? So now you could go in, I removed the green. This is a great example of what can happen when you're doing makeup with airbrush, because sometimes you get these beautiful, you're finished, and then one spot, someone touches their face or something and you get a streak. So I can tap that out by using concealers like I showed you earlier. Just use a brush. Or I can just take one drop, not of the lightest shade, because it's around my eye and I want that pop around my eye. I set my Tickled Pink gun to low, gentle spray out to make sure it's clean, because you'll forget. And then softly blur in, and it just evens it out. I may do one more drop, and you're just evening that out. And then with the powder, it's really pretty. And you can see it just got a soft glow, and it just gives you a nice lightness underneath the eye for camera. Like I said, I'm walking around every day like this. You might want to do the center, might miss a little some of your discoloration, but this is quite light, so I'm very carefully just popping it in places. So that was like 1 to 2 drops. I think I spilt my first drop because I see it kind of off the end of the gun here, and that happens. Sometimes I'm working away and I miss the sprout, or it hits the side, and that's part of working with any type of tool. God, I hope this video isn't going to be too long. Well, I hope you picked up some good tips or tricks. Like I said, leave some questions below if you're not sure about stuff, if you're a newbie. Even if you're more experienced, you might find some of this useful. And this is just how I do makeup and do it for camera. Everyone is different, so I encourage you to develop your style. Okay, so now we've evened it out. We're a little bit lighter and brighter underneath, and we have the Givenchy powder. These are all little extras, which ideally I would do for camera. Every day it might be a bit much. I do it for every day though, so I know I'm crazy. All right, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna do my hair and I'll be back. Hi guys, I'm back. I just wanted to take a break, kind of check everything, make sure it was still looking all right. Now, I'm gonna do my blush. I'm using a dark peach pink, one of my favorites. It's my to-go's. 2 colors. I'm gonna do 2 drops. See how far that goes? I think I'm gonna do it on medium, get this done. I'm just doing the apples and up. I like to concentrate a little bit right in the smile. I know there's a million ways to do blush. This is how I do it for every day. Quickly on the chin and nose, just even that out, and now I'm gonna take it up higher. And then I'm gonna go into the contour, go a little deeper. There we go. And that's how I did the blush. You can see it's popped on camera, very natural looking. Now the colors are all making sense. The palette doesn't look too light. It's all coming together. Now for an everyday, I would do just this regular kind of pink lip gloss. I got these from Milani, and I ordered off their site. They have beautiful lip glosses, beautiful blushes. Oh my gosh. Today, I think I'm gonna go out. I know it's my everyday, but I can't help it. So I'm gonna use this liner by MAC. It is Cherry, a go-to, an oldie, and I'm gonna make my lips a little bit bigger on top. Just a little bit bigger in the top part. And right down here. Just blend that in. And then a couple strokes on the side. And this may not be your idea of every day, but it's mine. So I'm gonna use a darker red. This is a L'Oreal. This one's really nice. It's got a really nice flat brush. It's very light. Just a little bit in the center. It's brighter than the lip liner. I got a little jaggedness down there. I'm just gonna take another one of my tiny brushes, and I'm kicking in. Got the red off, and then I'm gonna make sure I clean that brush. Actually, I'm just gonna take a different one, an even tinier one with a little concealer. I went a little bit over into the red, so I'm gonna take my little gloss, and I'm gonna very carefully with the tip line around my lip. And that just blends my lights and darks and gives me a nice finished lip. Close that up. So this is my everyday. It may be dark for you. I'm also gonna shoot, but it's actually not unrealistic for depending on your style. So I'm gonna take that beautiful gloss. This is what I would use if it was just a let's run around. And so I'm gonna put the gloss on the lip just to give it a pop. It's got this beautiful pink. I'm just doing a little bit in the center. So this was a dry matte lip by L'Oreal, and I used the Cherry MAC lip liner. Then I also used this to line a little bit. I used the NW25 concealer to clean up. I used a clean brush to also get rid of some of the red, just a little bit of jaggedness. And then I used this Milani, what's it called? I'm gonna use my glasses. It's called Luminoso. And I just used a touch of it on the center of my lips. So my lips are still quite dry. They're not overdone in terms of the feel or texture. And so I could eat, do whatever, you know, move on with my life. And I don't look at my makeup all day. I might put a little bit of this gloss on at the end of the day or in the middle after I eat, and that's it. So now I need to move on to a hair video. But anyway, this is today's look. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. More kind of modern pinup looks that I do. Join me on my channel. Feel free to leave comments and questions below. I'm here to help. Thanks so much, guys, and thanks for joining me today. Bye. Zoom in. Okay, let's take a look at this look close up, just so you can see it.